I have a question for everybody watching this video. Have you burped today? I know this sounds like a daft question, but hear me out. Maybe you had a large meal, you drank an entire bottle of Coke, or maybe it just happened and you can do it on command. Here's the question though. What if you couldn't? What if, no matter what you drank, no matter what you ate, you physically were unable to burp? No matter how much you needed to, no matter how much you wanted to get that gas out of your system, you couldn't. That sounds pretty horrible, doesn't it? I don't have to imagine, because it's a condition I've lived with since birth. An incredibly rare and incredibly debilitating condition known as retrograde cricopharyngeus dysfunction, or to give it its more common name, No-Burp. Retrograde cricopharyngeus dysfunction, or RCPD, was given the nickname No-Burp by the Reddit community r/No-Burp, which is a treasure trove of fantastic information about this incredibly rare, incredibly debilitating condition, and it's where I first learned about it. The name No-Burp is pretty straightforward. It's because you're unable to burp or belch. And the reason I'm making this video is to spread awareness. You see, the thing is, this is a very debilitating condition that has an effect on every single day of my life, and it's treatable. But unfortunately, it's not available on the NHS. You have to go private for it, and frankly, that's not fair. The NHS is there to support people, but unfortunately, for some stupid reason, they refuse to treat this, which is wrong, and it needs to be put on the NHS. But let's back up a minute. Why can't some people burp? Because it's a natural bodily function like moving your arm. Why can't some people do it? The problem with not being able to burp is caused by a problem muscle based around here in your esophagus, known as the upper esophageal sphincter or the cricopharyngeus muscle. And the problem here is how it works. You see, it's supposed to work in two directions. It stays clamped shut most of the time to prevent your stomach contents from coming back up for revenge, but it's supposed to open to allow food to go into your stomach, the downward direction, and it's supposed to open up retrograde, allowing gas to be expelled via the belch. Similarly, it's also supposed to work when you throw up. It's supposed to let the food come back out if you're ill. The problem with people who suffer with no-burp, like myself, is for some reason, unbeknownst to anyone seemingly, that reflex is broken. It will not open retrograde, hence the name retrograde dysfunction. And that is just the beginning of the problem. You see, it's not just the inability to burp or the inability to throw up properly, it's all those problems that gas causes when it's trapped in you. Because you might think, it's just a bit of trapped gas. How bad can it be? Oh boy. Here's the thing, during normal digestion, the human body will create between 1/2 and 2 litres of gas every single day, about 70 to 80% of which is expelled via the belch. Now to visualise, this is a sports blender thing. Now I have a very severe need to vent gas, which means I probably have the higher end of that spectrum, and this is 600 millilitres. So I probably have about 3 of these worth of gas trapped in my system every single day, and that's on a normal day. If I'm, for instance, out at the pub with my friends, I ingest more gas, meaning it's much more than that. And the human body isn't designed to have that much gas in your system, and it causes serious problems. It's supposed to be vented, so when it can't be vented, it causes severe issues. Let's go through some of the problems. Okay, let's get the funny one out of the way first, which isn't actually all that funny at all. Flatulence. Here's the thing, that gas has to come out, it can't stay in your system. It can't be absorbed during digestion, and obviously you can't burp, so it's got to come out the other end, so to speak, which is gross, and that's the problem. It's incredibly embarrassing. Nearly everybody who suffers from no-burp also suffers from chronic and uncontrollable flatulence, and it's a severe impact on your social life. Imagine being known as somebody who's constantly breaking wind as an adult. It really does suck, and it's a problem that's unavoidable. It's not the only embarrassing sound, however, because there is also another problem, which is the croaks or the gurgles. The horrible, almost velociraptor-like sound made at the back of your throat. Here's the thing, there's a massive bubble of gas trapped in my esophagus all the time, and it can basically make this horrible croaking sound, which isn't a burp, it's just this noise of... Here, listen to this. Now, I have struggled to catch this on camera because it just happens like that and there's no real predicting it, so I've left in the description a link to another person who suffers from this condition who managed to catch it on camera a bit better. Watch his video, it's really interesting, and it's another video where I learnt about this. So that's the embarrassing social aspect, but now we need to get into the more severe health problems. You see, that's a lot of gas trapped in your system, up to 2 litres, which can't be vented, and that causes a problem with bloating. People talk about bloating if they eat certain foods. Well, imagine bloating up almost like a balloon every single day normally. It causes a serious problem. To demonstrate this problem, I filmed 2 clips on the exact same day. One in the morning, about half an hour after I got out of bed, before I'd eaten or drank anything, and then one in the evening after I'd exercised normally, ate normally, and just went on a normal day, and you can see how severe it is. Good morning. So today is, in fact, the 21st of April. It's bright and early in the morning. I got up about half an hour ago. I haven't had anything to eat or drink today. And the reason I wanted to do this little bit is so I can show you just how bad things get. So, here's my side-on view. Now, as you can see, I'm not thin, I'm not pretending to be. I weigh 95 kilos. But, as you can see, relatively flat on the stomach. I'm just heavy set. This t-shirt, by the way, is massive. All of my t-shirts are huge on me, and you'll see why by the end of the day. But, you know, not got a massive gut. I've got a gut, not going to pretend I don't, but I look like any other slightly overweight bloke, which is fine. However, I'm going to cut now to the end of the day. I'm just going to eat normally, have what I'd normally eat, carry on as a normal day, and at the end of the day, we're going to see how bad it gets. So just remember this. I'm going to wear the same t-shirt. So it is now 6 o'clock, and yeah, that clip you just saw was roughly 9:30. This is me at 6 o'clock. Now, I've not even eaten a lot. I had a banana smoothie for my breakfast, I had a sandwich for me dinner, and I had a pork and veg stew for my tea. A relatively normal set of meals. I haven't had any afters, I've not even snacked, I've drunk normally, and as you can see, it's a lot. I do look pretty, I've got the flat stomach's gone now, and I measured it. Around here, the largest part of my gut, this morning was 41 inches. Now 6 o'clock, around here is close to 45 inches. So I've gone from big to enormous. And that t-shirt, this is the same t-shirt, I've not swapped out for a smaller size. You can see it's really tight on me now, where it was really loose earlier. Now this is the big one, isn't it? And this is why none of my clothes fit me. This is why I'm not allowed to have a nice fitted shirt, a nice fitted waistcoat. None of my coats fit me properly. It's because of this. And this is normal. I want to add, if I have a day where I eat a lot, or I go for a large meal with friends, or I drink fizzy drinks like I'm out of the pub, this is so much worse. And it's also hard. It's not like when I'm kind of squidgy when I've not got air. It's hard under here because it's just a whole lot of air. Let's do a comparison shot, shall we? Yep. As you can see, it's actually incredibly severe, and that's a normal day. If I have a particularly bad day, it's even worse, to the point where none of my clothes fit me properly. Even that t-shirt, which was really loose on me in the morning, is one of my tighter t-shirts. All of my other t-shirts are much baggier because they have to be. If they fit me nicely in the morning, they won't fit at all in the evening. So I have no nicely fitted shirts, no nicely fitted waistcoats, or no nicely fitted coats. And it sucks. Everything I own has to be incredibly baggy because if it isn't, it won't fit at all in the evening. And that's every single day. But there's another problem, and a much more severe problem. Here's the thing, not only is your stomach pushed outwards because of all this gas, it's also pushed upwards against your diaphragm. The diaphragm which allows you to breathe properly, and it means that you can't breathe properly with this condition. You noticed I was really breathless in that second clip? That's me on a normal day in the evening. That's because I can't get enough air into my lungs. I call this RCPD-induced asthma because I don't actually have asthma. It's just this, and it means that I can't breathe properly. I can't exercise in the evening, and all of my filming has to be done in the morning because if I try and do it in the evening, I can't breathe properly, so I can't do any talking. It's really severe. So if I have to do something in front of a camera, I can't eat at all for the entire day, and that is a real problem. There's a couple of other issues as well which I can't really show on camera. Number one, it's incredibly painful having all that gas trapped in your system. If you've ever had like stomach pains because of certain foods, that's every single day for me. Every single day without relief. I get very painful hiccups because I'm not sure why. I wish somebody could explain that one because I don't understand it, but I do get painful hiccups, and that's a very common complaint with people with this condition. I also can't throw up properly, but I'll get into that one more in a minute, because that comes into something else which I want to talk about. As I've outlined, this is incredibly severe. Not only is it incredibly socially embarrassing, it causes me pain and discomfort on a day-to-day basis and even impacts my ability to breathe properly every single day. So the question is, why haven't I been able to get treatment? Why is it not on the NHS? And why haven't I managed to get a doctor to sign a note saying, hey, get this man some treatment? This is the problem. This is an incredibly rare condition, and I haven't been able to find a single doctor to take me seriously. I've been trying for 3 years to go to various GPs and try and get this treatment done, to get one to take me seriously. And not one doctor has ever actually taken me seriously. They've all just kind of waved off my concerns and then diagnosed me with something I don't have. You know that thing you see on television programs about doctors where they'll go to the ends of the earth to find out what's wrong with their patients? Lies! All of it! I say that as not only a disabled person, but also somebody who suffers with this condition. It's all lies! I've had doctors diagnose me with IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, a condition which I don't have. I've been diagnosed with GORD, which is gastro something something reflux, a condition which I don't have, and the treatment for which actually made this worse, because the treatment's antacids, which make more gas, and guess what? It made everything worse. Even the idea that I'm lactose intolerant is entirely up in the air because it might just be the fact I can't vent the gas making all those problems. I once went to a doctor with a full folder that I printed off of everything I could find about this condition, printed off for him to read and presented it to him saying, "This is what I have, please look through it, please recommend me the treatment." He took one look at it, didn't even go through it in detail, just went, "This looks like IBS to me," and then prescribed me IBS relief. Which I don't have, so it didn't do anything. And then there's the big one, which I'm still bitter about to this day, which is where I had a doctor laugh at me. No, really, a genuine practicing doctor laughed at me when I told him that I had a condition that was seriously impacting my day-to-day life, making me miserable, and causing problems with my breathing. His response was, "Of course you can burp, everyone can, don't be stupid. Have you ever just tried drinking a fizzy drink?" "Yes, but I can't burp." Still bitter. So why am I making this video now? Why haven't I made this video in the past 3 years where I've been trying to get a doctor to take me seriously? I've had enough. The thing is, I've been quite happy and jokey and fast-paced in this video, but the honest answer is that this condition's been really having a very severe impact on my life. The thing is, I'm trying to lose weight, and I've been on a healthy diet and trying to exercise, and I have lost weight. I've gone from 110 kilograms to 95, and I've been trying to bulk up and get some muscle mass on me because I was a bit of a pudgy string bean. But the problem is I've hit a wall where my healthy diet is causing me to bloat up because fruit and veg makes me gassy, and I can't get any more exercise in than the stuff I do in the morning because of the asthma that I get because I can't breathe. And that's the biggest thing that's weighing me down. Not only am I always uncomfortable, I can't breathe. Not only do I get asthma from like 4 o'clock till 10 o'clock onwards, but even when I try and go to bed because of all this discomfort, I can't sleep. I don't know if you've ever noticed in the past couple of videos, but I've been suffering really badly with insomnia because I can't get comfortable. and I've just had enough of it. It has been such a ball and chain around my neck, and as you get older it gets worse. It was annoying when I was 18. I'm nearly 24 now. It's intolerable. There's people talking about it when they're 27, 28, where it's straight up ruining their lives, and I can get behind that because everything I do has to be based around this condition. I don't know how to kind of explain how severe of an effect it's had on my life, but there is this. I'm disabled. I have chronic pain with my back, with my legs. My back's very weak. I have to be very careful. I often use a cane to get around. But this condition, RCPD, has a more severe effect on my day-to-day life than my genuine disability. You see, my disability is manageable. If I'm careful, if I relax, I sit down, I do my exercises and my stretches, it's manageable. But there's no managing no-burp, there's no managing this. The only way to not be bloated up and gassy is to not eat, and that's not an option. The only food that really doesn't make me gassy is carbs, and I ate nothing but carbs for 3 years, and that's really bad for your health, which is why I'm on a good diet now. But this is an example of doing everything right and still losing. The only options I've got really is to eat healthily and try and exercise, but get no sleep and struggle and be uncomfortable and miserable. Or I go back to eating really unhealthily and still being uncomfortable, but then just walking into an early grave, because that's really bad for your health. Like I said, I've had enough. I can't get the treatment on the NHS. I can't get a doctor to take me seriously at all. So I've gone with the only option available to me, which is I've gone straight to the top for Dr. Karagama himself. Let me explain. Here's the thing about no-burp. Although it is incredibly debilitating and severe, it has treatment. There is a very simple surgical procedure, gets rid of it, and that's it. Essentially, it's an injection of Botox into the problem muscle, which paralyses it temporarily, allowing all the gas to be vented. And then when the Botox wears off, the body essentially remembers how to do it, like pressing the reset button on a computer, and the reflex kicks in finally, allowing you to burp normally. It's about 90% effective after one treatment, and then following that, nobody's ever needed it more than 3 times. Some people need it twice, but nobody's ever needed it more than 3 times, and that's it. And it's done. Never has to be dealt with again. Versus a lifetime of going constantly back and forth to the doctors, being prescribed different treatments, none of which ever work. Because all these treatments, for IBS or GORD or lactose intolerance, none of those treatments work because they're not addressing the core issue, which is plain and simply, you can't burp. Like I said, I've had enough of it. I'm going private, I'm going for the operation. I've actually got my consultation as of recording this video this Friday. But I've had enough. I genuinely can't deal with it anymore. It's making me miserable, and it's just ruining every single day. And because of COVID, I'm obviously not going out, but when I do want to go out, I'd like to enjoy it. It's not selfish of me to want to be able to enjoy a meal with friends or going to the pub with friends without having to suffer with an evening of discomfort and pain and misery. That's what everybody else manages, but I have to deal with that. And it's not fair. I shouldn't have to. That's why I'm trying to raise awareness for this. This treatment should be on the NHS. Nobody should have to go private here in the UK when the NHS exists. And this is a one and done treatment. It's really straightforward. Hopefully I'll be having it within the month, and that's what these videos serve to do. I want to raise awareness and show you how much this treatment can improve somebody's life, because I want this on the NHS. It's a rare condition, but there are thousands of people with this condition, and they shouldn't have to live with it. So that's my piece for this video about retrograde cricopharyngeus dysfunction. In my next video, which I'm going to film, we're going to actually go through the consultation, the treatment, the surgery, and the recovery time, so that people who are going to go for this know what to expect. So thank you very much for watching. Something I'd appreciate, in the description is a link to a petition to try and get this treatment on the NHS. If you live in the UK, I'd appreciate it if you signed it. It would make the world for me, because nobody should have to live with this condition when it's so easily treated. So thank you very much for watching. I shall see you in the next episode when I actually go through with the surgery. Hooray! See you then. Bye bye.